Hey everybody, this is Mike, Way of Life Outdoor Survival. And y'all, you know, the more and more I'm putting out YouTube videos and the more I talk to people, you know, a lot of people are curious about how to do stuff, and a lot of people are thinking about, you know, being prepared and you know, just having things ready in case something was to happen where they had, you know, like an emergency situation come up. But me and a guy were talking the other day, actually a couple people we've been talking about, want to know if I knew how to make pemmican. Well, you know, if y'all don't know, pemmican is I guess a type of high protein, long lasting, has a long shelf life, kind of way to make preserved food. A lot of your Native Americans used it, and a lot of your settlers, they learned how and made it and used it when they would go out on like long hunting trips and you know, traveling from one place to another, and knew there was going to be, you know, shy of food. But anyway, y'all, pemmican is pretty much originally dried meat and fat that's been rendered and mixed back in with the meat. But you know, more and more people doing different stuff. Well, now a lot of people add fruit, nuts, you know, different stuff in with it, and make more or less like a high protein bar, you know, out of it. And that's what we're going to kind of be doing, y'all. And let me get this thing turned around here and I'll show you what I got going. Pretty much here is our, let's get rid of this light. Here is our dried meat, and all I did, y'all, was took a roast and pretty much sliced it real thin, like hand sliced it real thin, like you would making jerky. Except, y'all, when you do this, you want this stuff a whole lot drier than jerky. It cannot have any kind of moisture. See how it snaps like that? It's got to be brittle. It's got to be dry. If I was making jerky, I think I done ruined it, you know. But we're gonna take, now we got to grind this up and make more or less like a meat powder out of it, or like almost a fibrous powder out of it. And then of course we got the fat, and we just went to our local Hardison Farms down here. We went down here and got some trim fat, and it's already cubed up and everything. And you know, I've got some rendering down. We'll add a little more just for the video to go on and get that going. But then let's get that turned back on. I've got that rendering down already, and after we get that rendered down, we're gonna have to take and strain this and let it set for a while and like gelatin up, and then we'll have to reheat it when we get ready to mix it with everything we're gonna grind up and put in here in our pemmican. Like I said, we got the dried meat. Y'all can hear it's dry. I mean, it's dry, y'all. All right, and then we've got, I took our fruit we're going to use. I took raspberries I took raspberries and blueberries and dehydrated all this stuff. I dehydrated all this last night, y'all. And then we're going to actually add some pecans in with it. We're going to have some nuts, just a little extra added protein, plus it's good for your blood and stuff. We're going to have the fruit for the vitamins, we're going to have the meat for the protein, and we're going to have the fat. And y'all, I'm telling you, when you make stuff like this kind of survival food, fat is probably one of the most important things. But anyway, y'all, we're going to let this render down, and while it renders down, I'm going to go and get set up to start grinding this stuff up, and we'll get back in here and see how this turns out. Got our dried meat in the blender. And now we have meat powder. And y'all, you can see there's still some pretty good little pieces in there, but I like this stuff to have a few pieces of meat and the fruit, especially the fruit and the nuts and stuff. I don't like it to be just pretty much a powder. Now that piece there is still a little big. We might take that out or grind it back up, but that don't look too bad. I think we're gonna go with that. And now we have our fruit, our dried raspberries and blueberries. We're gonna put that in there. And there's our fruit. Like I said, y'all, I don't want to make it completely like a powder. I like for the fruit and the nuts to still have, you know, pretty good sized pieces in them. We got our pecans in there. And there's our pecans ground up. Alright, y'all, and our fat is rendered down. A lot of people say when you do this, do it at real low temperatures. I do it at about a medium temperature, and that way when the actual pieces of fat start popping, that's when I know I'm done. And you see all the dark stuff that came out of it, that's what we got trying to get rid of, y'all. And all the impurities, we want just nothing but fat. So we're getting that cooked down, and now I'm gonna take this off and drain it, and we'll go from there, y'all. Alright, y'all. I think we got everything strained out of it. That's what we're going to end up with. Now we just got to let that cool off. Probably going to set that in the fridge and let it cool off for a few minutes. Alright, guys. Got our fat rendered down, cooled off, set up. Look at that. So now we're going to get ready to start mixing everything together, y'all. Alright. We got some of this melting down. Y'all can see all I did, just break it off there. I think that's going to be enough to do what we're going to do. We're not making a large amount. I just wanted to do a little video showing how to do this. We're going to let that melt down. We're going to got our big mixing bowl. Let's see here. We'll get our meat already. Our meat powder. We're going to use all of it. And that's the thing, y'all. You can add any kind of fruit you want, any kind of nuts you want, the amount you want. There is no set, I guess, recipe to do this, but it's just something, you know, that's like when you go to mixing the fat in. It's not like, I don't like a whole lot of fat, which fat is an important thing. It helps with brain function and different stuff, you know. Helps keep you warm, helps your body, you know, keep going when you're low on food. But I just don't like a whole lot of amount of fat in mine because of the texture and the taste of it. But I always put enough in there just to make it bind together. But it's personal preference. It's your choice. But there's the meat powder, and as y'all can see, it's ground up pretty good. There's still some small pieces, but I like the pieces in there. We're gonna add some fruit. We're gonna use probably not all of this, but close to it. Like I said again, personal preference, how much fruit you want, how much nuts you want. Alright. We got our ground pecans. We're gonna add some of that. That's gonna give us some texture and some fiber. Alright. We're gonna get all that mixed together, and I'll tell you what, you know, a lot of people complain about the bland taste of pemmican because it's just dried meat, and people say not to use a lot of seasonings, but honestly, y'all, I'm gonna add a little salt, just enough, not to make it salty to the taste, but just enough to kind of enhance the flavors of the fruit and the meat. That way, I think it just gives it a little better natural flavor. High protein, y'all. Keep you going. And you know, this ain't something that's just like a survival thing. Like I told y'all, it's not gonna taste like, it's not gonna be something you just want to eat every day. I mean, but you know, the protein content of it, the energy you get from it, it's not a bad thing to make up just to, like, for camping trips, fishing trips, hunting trips. I mean, just anything you're doing outdoors where, you know, you're not going to have a lot of food there, or you know, don't care about taking a lot of food with you. This is lightweight, compact, and like I said, high protein, high energy. All right, we got that mixed together. We're just waiting on this fat to melt down a little bit better, y'all. All right, y'all. We're gonna probably gonna pour the most of this on there. Probably gonna pour it all on there. And we may have to melt a little more. And all this does, you just want to kind of slowly mix it together, and it's just soaking that fat up back into the meat, and pretty much just, you want enough fat to where it bonds everything together. I usually start out with about a half the amount of fat as I did meat as far as weight. And if you want more or need more, see how it's starting to soak in there and bond together. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna get this mixed up a little better. Alright guys, when it starts forming together where the whole shape kind of like a dough, that's when I call it good. Like I said, this is a personal preference thing. It's however you want to do it. But I'm gonna go and add that in here on some wax paper. Another dish with some wax paper. Alright, now put that in there. What we want to do is mash it out, flatten it out, get it kind of spread out even, where we can cut it into bars, kind of like you would if you was making, you know, like a granola bars or something like that. That's kind of another thing I'm thinking about, y'all. I'm thinking about doing another video showing how to make your own kind of like high protein granola type bar, trail hiking, anything like that, you know. Substitute for this. People don't like meat. Other ways to get protein besides meat. One of my favorites, but you know, some people don't. Alright, now we got that all spread out. I'm gonna cover this thing up, let it cool for a few minutes, and we'll see how it turned out, y'all. Alright, y'all, pemmican is done. Check it out. Dried meat, fruit, nuts, and fat. I guess the only thing left to do is try it out. Alright, y'all, there's the pemmican. Try this out, see what it tastes like. Actually not bad. I've actually eaten it before. This is the first time I've made it. But a lot of people complain about having a bland taste to it. What I did, y'all, it's not bad. That's why I don't add more fat to it. Like I said, I just add enough for it to stick together. But I use more nut powder than I usually do, or than I've seen doing. And I added some salt, which I feel like the salt enhanced the flavor of the meat. Kind of even added to the sweetness of the fruit. It's not bad at all, y'all. Actually, tastes better than what I tried before. So, pemmican, the ultimate survival food, y'all. Pretty good stuff too. Long term, high protein. Got to be a winner, y'all. All right. Anyway, I just want to share with y'all, and I'm gonna do another video, kind of like another protein type bar, but without meat. Anyway, I just want to tell you I appreciate you watching. If you would, please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.